What's happening, YouTube? My name is Albert. So this is video number 3 regarding this 60-year-old facing a swollen ankle, irritated ankles. So let's take a look. Comparing since December 17th, December 19th, and today is December 22nd. And so there's redness right here, and there's swelling and pain to the touch right here. And so I'm gonna go over what I read because I looked it up, because what happened is that yesterday the pain was only here. Only. And so the day before yesterday, it was up here somewhere. And so since I saw that it was a little freaky, I went ahead and skipped my lunch and just had fruit the whole day. And so this coming up in a different spot is called migration pain, migration inflammation, or migrating arthritis. And so what that means is that it's inflammation or pain that moves around. And so this is definitely moving around, and this is definitely something that I have faced about 20 years ago. And so I'm facing it again, very different, because I face this type of pain and inflammation around my shoulder areas, my arms, my upper legs, but never my lower freaking legs like it's happening now. And so right now what I'm gonna do is that this is oregano oil diluted in coconut oil. And so what I'm gonna do is that I'm doing this so that I can report where this pain is happening, just so that I can have it for my record. So now right in here, right in there, there's pain to the touch, and there's redness all through here. Now before, there was redness that happened all through here, and it was obvious, and then it was less December 19th, and so now it's over here. And so this pain right here is also felt over here, but slightly. Now this was gone yesterday, and then there was a pain up here that's entirely gone now, so that's good to report. So while I know that it's migrating and it's moving around, I talk to friends, and sometimes I don't know if I relay the message, especially to myself, why I sound like this and why I won't seek outside help is because I was sent through such a ringer 20 years ago when it had happened. There's a certain point when you see this doctor and he says it's rheumatoid, and then you see that doctor and he says there's no scaphotosis, and then you see that guy and they're just throwing you terms. After a while, the terms become meaningless. And so what should a guy do after a year and a half seeing so many different doctors and then being sent home with a swollen foot still? The only thing I knew was that my SED rate was high, which means that my red blood cells was at a high level, showing the doctors that meant that there was inflammation going on, but they didn't know why. And so when you do that and you go through such a scare, the why disappears. Like, it didn't matter why, because from that point, I took on any measure, which was fruits that was recommended from this hippie, watermelons, a whole bunch, and fasting, which I did. And when I took that fasting route with its variables, which means eating a whole bunch of watermelons or taking a 5-day fast, I did all that stuff for a long time. And then I entered that realm of holistic treatment where I just turned to nature in order to take care of it. And in 9 months, I got better. And so since I'm recording it on YouTube, it could be a helpful avenue for someone who went to help and you're not getting help and you're like, what should I do? And you may not know about fasting, because a lot of people bash fasting, and they bash, oh, if you're just eating fruits, your protein and all that stuff. But when you get sick, you don't care about the protein. Right now, I'm okay. I'm feeling really good. But back then, it was a freaking scare. And it was such a scare, I couldn't walk because of the pain. The pain was by my legs. It was such a freaking scare. Who cares about protein? All I wanted to do was feel better, and that's it. And so whatever terms, whatever scientific approach, whatever research, I didn't care about it. And so when it comes to finding out the cause, I could care less. Could care less what name it is, because I'm still going to take the fruit and vegetable approach, because I'm not gonna go back to outside help to be sent through another ringer, bro, because this is very familiar. This has been going on for maybe about 2 to 3 weeks. And it was very difficult for me to like say, yeah, it's been happening for 3 weeks, because I thought at first it was muscular pain from working out. And so I didn't bother to look. And so this pain that started to boil, I was like, okay, well, I got muscle pains from my leg workouts. And so that kept on for a few days, which I welcome, because sometimes I get muscle pain for 3, 4 up to 5 days. And so, but there came that day when I took my sneaker off and my freaking foot was like this, and it was purple. All this was freaking ragged and all messed up. And that's when I said, oh my God, what's going on? And so I immediately ate fruit, and it immediately went away. Like, it started to just get so much better, and because I didn't really press upon it, I went ahead and had ice cream and then it came back. So it may be this thing where it migrates, and so migration means that it could start going away completely and then come back in another area. And so this is also related to autoimmune, which is what I thought back then 20 years ago. I was only focusing on autoimmune because that was the popular term. So I had an autoimmune something, and that was a spiel at that time. So now I guess the new one, because I never heard of, migrating pain, the migration this and the migration that. And so I don't care about migration. That doesn't really do anything for me. What can it do? I still have to do what I'm doing, which means that I'm off the sugars. Now I have to watch out for, foods that are inflammatory, and start eating more foods that are inflammatory. So I'm having more bananas, and I'm having avocados. I just came across avocados. I had an avocado without knowing that that's anti-inflammatory. And so then I'm having citrus fruits and watermelon and berries and stuff like that. And so my intake of those fruits are high, and I'm being very careful with my lunch now. So I had a salad wrap with salmon, because salmon, the omega-3s, they said that, which I don't like to do either. I don't like to isolate nutritional constituents, because that's a freaking big so I don't want to do that either. All I want to do is eat wholesome until it goes away. And I'm reporting this for my documentation so that I could take a different course, because when I had faced this the last time, since I was taught to consume, when you have this, take, I took a mess of herbs, man. A mess, because I thought take herbs, because I had already went to outside help. The doctor sent me home, and so herbs was my next course along with fruits. And so when I turned to herbs, I felt that the herbs really helped me, and I have a feeling it did, because I had stopped the herbs a few months ago, and so this came back. And so I don't know, this here, trying to narrow it down, it gets messy. So I don't want to get messy with it, because then it'll just be more of a mess. And so, for one thing is that the body is not this thing where I should expect anything from it. So I'm allowing it to take its course. So I'm already aware that it may flare here, flare there, get a little bad, get better. This morning there was itching, this irritating feeling around here. I found myself scratching back here. And so I want to just take a look here So when I take a look between the 3 photos, it's going to give me a better picture, only because, these feelings that I may be getting, I may be making incredible progress, and this could be the tail end of the stuff that normally happens, because there's some instances where things tend to get worse while it's on its way out. Tomorrow, my homework is to watch this video and then report, like in the comments, for the video of December 17th. December 18th, I wrote December 18th. I woke up to this feeling, woke up to that feeling. And so that's how I got to see that the inflammation is moving around. Because sometimes I wake up and I bug out and I wonder, was that the pain that was there? But now that I have it written down. And so every single day that I enter into, I write along with the diet plan that I'm having and the things that I'm still keeping, because maybe I may not be able to take out coffee yet. I have a little cheese with dates, a cappuccino followed by an Americano. I have raw nuts and cacao nibs with goji berries. And so I think that's cool. And I'm not going to take that out yet because maybe I don't have to take drastic measures like that. Like I can still exercise. This right here, it bothers a little bit, but I could run and I could exercise, and I've been doing mini workouts. I did squat challenges this morning and yesterday, and I'm gonna resume to my normal workouts. Another thing that I want to report is that I don't have any accompanied things going on like fever, headaches, sore throat, which these type of things, you know, when it starts to cause a little sign of trouble when it's accompanied with fever or like whatever, foggy feelings, or like a whole bunch of other symptoms that are joining it. And so that's it, man. I think that I covered everything. I did the oregano oils, and so I'm being very careful. Like right here, once again, just in case I missed it, is where all the pain is. I'm seeing redness over here. I don't wish it to go away either, because that's a problem if I'm trying to press upon it to go away within some type of a span. I'm actually going with the flow of how my body decides to take care of it, and I am the student documenting while I allow my body to get less so that it's free to heal itself. And now let's see what happens, man. And so in 2 to 3 days, I'll post another video, and I'll continue to document this until I can say it's gone, man. And so anyway, on to the next one. Catcha!